In today's lab, we're going to do a short graphing exercise. You'll be given some data for the graph you're going to make, but you're going to construct a graph that should have all of the elements of the graph you see posted here. First off, every graph should have a title. And this title should reference what you're talking about, but don't name your X and Y axes. You've also got the Y-axis and the X-axis labeled with their units of measure. Your data points have been put in here, and there's a linear regression applied to those data points. Also, you'll have some information right here about that function. It will give you the slope and the y-intercept and a correlation, which you want the correlation to be close to 1. The farther from 1 this number is, means that your data is not very good. So it should be better than 0.9, and to be best, you want it close to 1. Now we're going to use this little instrument right here called the Labquest II. This is a handheld data collector, and it also functions to graph data that has been collected. If they're asleep or off, push the little button right here. When they're asleep, they'll come back on just right away. If they're off, it'll take a few minutes to boot up. And they frequently come to this screen right here. Now, if they come to this screen, just hit the Labquest app, and it will also go to this screen. We've got some icons up here at the top. If you push those, it selects different screens to go to. The one we've got right here is the little meter screen. This will give you real-time readout when you have sensors plugged into it. If you do this one right here, it gives you the graph. Now you notice there's the axes are not labeled. We'll do that in just a minute. You're going to see your data plotted on this, and you'll see the linear regression on it, and that'll give you some of that information over on this side. This icon right here will take you to your data table, and this is where you can put information in. We're going to label our axes right here. So if you just touch the X, it'll come up with a screen like this, and we're going to name it. Well, I'm going to use on this particular graph, X is going to be time, T-I-M-E. So I type that, hit done, and my units will be, in this particular one, minutes. So I'm going to put M-I-N and hit done, and it's got that. Precision, okay. I don't want any decimals, so this is where if you set your decimal places, number of decimal places for your whatever you have there, hit OK. Now for the Y, on the y-axis, I'm going to put this as gallons per minute, gallons of water flow. So I see G-A-L-L-O-N-S. Okay. And we'll use that for G-A-L. I'll tell you what, I'm going to change the name. I don't like that name, so I can go back and edit it. We'll make it water flow. Okay. So now I've got water flow. I'll make it no decimal places. Okay. So now I'm going to have time and water flow. And, well, didn't get everything complete. Let's go back to that. Yeah, it did. It's just not showing it. It's okay. So now here is where I put my data. And I'm going to start out with 0 hours and click here, 0 flow. Come on down here. I'm going to say, or actually minutes. I'm going to say after 5 minutes, I've got 10 gallons have gone through this point. I'll do it every 5 minute interval. After 10 minutes, I'm going to have 21 gallons through. And after 15, I'm just making these numbers up, so. And you can always edit these if you need to. Well, that's wrong, so I'll go back and make that 20. Editing's real easy. And we'll make this 45. Okay, and I'm through, so I'll hit done. And now we go back to the graph. And you'll see here, it's got the points, but it's put some connecting lines in there, and these are not wanted. They're more or less connected dots, so we don't want to have that, so we're going to take them out. You go to graph options, and take off this connecting points. And okay, now it's got the data there. You can see it, the individual points. We want to put in a linear regression here because we know it's fairly linear. So I'll hit Analyze, Curve Fit, Water Flow, and I'm going to choose a fit. I'm going to call this one linear. So it puts it in there, and it tells me correlation is really high, so that's very good. Slope is 2.24, okay. Y-intercept is 0.8, that looks good. So I'll hit OK. Now I've got my graph. Also it shows you the that information, same information again. I've got everything here except the title. We can't put that in yet until we start the printing process. So now we want to make a copy of it, and you can do that in several ways. You can put right here a USB drive in and save it to that, and then take it to a computer that has the graphing software for the Labquest and do it there, or you can do it in the lab itself. So you go to graph, let's see, no, I'm sorry, file, go to, just like on a computer, file, print, and we're going to print the graph. Okay. Here's where we put a title in. So click that to put a title in, and we're going to put it right there. I'm going to call this Piney Creek. So hit a capital P-I-N-E-Y C-R-E-E-K. Okay, and that's probably not bad for Piney on a poor day. So we're done. Okay, got that. A footer, I can put a footer here if I want to. That'll do something like if you want to put your name on there, that's fine, but you don't have to. Now I'm going to go to print, and it's going to go through, it'll show a little line run across here. There it goes. And it's printed. It goes right to the printer here. And it gives us the graph. Looks like everything is there. Okay? And that's all there is to just simple graph printing with the Labquest unit. If you want to do a different graph, go back into File and New. Okay, you got unsaved data. I don't need it anymore. I'll discard it. And I can start over on the printing process.